Okay. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, all those of you who have a good connection, please turn on your videos so that I feel I'm taking a class. Okay, yeah. If you have a bad connection, that's understandable. Okay. Okay. So last time he was saying revealing himself from various standpoints. Okay. Ishvara from various standpoints. And the next verse is the last verse with respect to that in this chapter. Okay. I assume there are no questions, or if there are any questions, clarifications, please ask. Okay. So it doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. Okay. He says, Tapami aham varsham nigrihami srijami cha amritam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham arjuna. Aham tapami. I heat up the world. So Ishvara is responsible for global warming, okay? It is true. Global warming will happen whether human beings exist or don't exist. This is a fact. Why? Radiation from the sun is coming to the earth. Some of it is absorbed by the earth and the atmosphere. Some of it is reflected back. So from the last ice age we had about 20,000 years ago, the world has been warming up. Now we are making a big noise about it because human beings are contributing to the global warming. But if you really look at it, we are adding maybe in a gap of 30,000 years, maybe we are adding 100, 200 years, making the global warming faster by 100, 200 years. That's all. Human contribution is very little actually. A lot of noise is being made about it. Yes, I think we should make more noise about pollution, littering, there are things like that more than global warming. Because if these things are taken care of, the human addition is taken care of. Other things nature will handle. Yeah. Last ice age is almost 20,000 years ago, roughly. So from that time onwards, there has been warming. Yeah. Natural, it has to. Until all the solar ice melts, the solar caps, North Pole, South Pole, until the polar ice melts, then the pH factor in the oceans will change. Then they will not be able to absorb the heat so much. Then the cooling will start. Ice age will come in. And then again global warming will start. Because the moment ice age and this has come in, the salinity of the water is back because most of the pure water has gone in as ice. So the remaining water is saline enough to absorb the rays. Then the global warming will start again. This is natural cycle. That's why he says, Tapami aham. Aham tapami. Through the sun, I heat up the earth. And a certain amount of warmth is necessary for plants to flourish. Plant and human life to flourish. You need that heat. That is why the tropics are much more lush and green than the northern temperate zones or the Arctic zones. Yeah. Why even in the Himalayas, you go over 10,000 feet, you don't find vegetation. It all becomes like snow desert. Even if there is no snow on the ground, like 10,000, 12,000 feet, except for winter, you won't find snow on the ground. The peaks will have snow, but on the ground you will not have snow when you are walking, except in winter. Winter you will get about 5-6 feet of snow there, minimum. But it's all a desert like. Some moss, etc., you will see nothing more than that. Yeah. So you need that heat for the planet to be green. Yeah. For the planet to be green, you need that heat. Therefore, tapami aham. Varsham nigrihami srijami cha. I hold back and give forth the rain, depending upon right conditions. Depending upon the right condition, I am the one that makes it rain. I am the one that holds back the rain. Okay. Why? Because the nature cycle is like that. You can't be having rains 12 months in a year, can you? With 3 months rain in Bombay, we go crazy. Flooding, this, that, etc. Imagine 12 months of rain, what will happen? We won't require cars, we'll require boats. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, my family home in Kerala, we used to have 2 boats, rowboats. Why? Every rainy season, the whole place was flooded. The river would exceed its banks, flood its banks out, and the whole place would be flooded. So we are going to the market by a boat to pick up vegetables. Vegetables and all are available, but the market is at a height. The guy to milk the cows will come by boat. Why? Because the cow shed is at a higher level than the place where we are staying. This is how it was. But during the 3-4 months of rain, so during my childhood days, this is what we used to do, all these things. Row all over the place and things like that. Like how people go in a cycle when you are a kid, you will cycle all over the town. No? Those days we used to take a rowboat all over the town. Okay, yeah. And then when monsoon is over, you will apply cashew oil on it to prevent insects from eating of the wood and store it up. So, rain, etc., has to be at a particular time. It can't be around the year. It can't be around the year. Yeah. That's why in tropical and subtropical, temperate zones, etc., rain is in summer. We have a rainy season. Okay, Asia has a rainy season, but it's part of summer. That's why our summer is split by the rainy season to before rains, after rains. Yeah, but actually otherwise it is this thing only. Yeah, summer. Only in the more northern countries or the extreme southern countries where the rain comes in winter. Rain comes in winter. Yeah. Bad situation, okay? With that cold, snow, sleet, rain. Yeah. Even England, rain is in summer. Like this yoga festival, they had quite a bit of rain. Yeah. Banerjee had put up some of the photographs. He sent me some and all that. Yeah. In London, we are talking about. Okay. Temperate zones. Anyway. Therefore, Varsham nigrahami srijami cha. Amrutam chaiva mrutyuscha. I am that which gives immortality. I am that which gives death. Time up. Prarabdha karma over. But I am still young and healthy. Good. If you are young and healthy, good. Yeah, but time is up. Prarabdha is over. Then I have so many things to do. Baat mein. Yeah, time is up, time is up. Who can say no? Prarabdha is over, we go. Okay. I mean, because of other people's prarabdha, you may linger for some time. Okay. Hang around for some time, but that's it. Yeah. Okay. Mrityum Shana. Sad Asad Chaham Arjuna. I am Sat and Asad both. Now here Sat and Asad doesn't mean existing, non-existing. It means what is manifest that you can see and the unmanifest that you cannot see. Because there is nothing like real Asat. Asat is total non-existence. Really speaking, there is nothing like total non-existence. Any example of non-existence you give will be a combination. My horn doesn't exist. The horn exists on a rhinoceros. My head exists here. The combination of the two doesn't exist. Thank God. Thank God. As it is, someone was telling me, you know, this student wanted me to ask you this. I said, why couldn't the person ask directly? Oh, scared of you. Eh? Scared of me for what? Abhi usko upar on top, if I had a horn also, what will happen? You know? I think when you play the role of a teacher or a guru, thoda that fear comes into some people, you know? Especially those who had problems in school. Though I was quite a naughty kid in school, but I didn't have problems of relating to my teacher without fear. Okay? Yeah. Respect was there, fear was not there. Important. Yeah. Anyway, that apart. Therefore, Sat, existing things. The whole manifestation is nothing but my manifestation. Krishna saying. And whatever is unmanifest, that is also me. What is manifest, you can see and experience. Unmanifest, what do you see and experience? Yeah, you can't. Therefore, all Sat, Asat, both are from me alone. Okay. This is the nature of Ishvara in short. Then, what is the result of worship? The people worship you in various ways, he had said. He said, you can worship me in all these forms also, you can say. Okay? Yeah. As somebody is doing a screen sharing, Amrita, please stop. Okay. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Swami.
Not at all, don't worry. Yeah. Yeah. The unmanifested can be Brahman, but Brahman is a basis. Unmanifest can include other things. Like Maya itself. Manifested Maya is Namarupa. Unmanifest is what you don't know. Your unconscious is unmanifest. No? That's why we call it unconscious in every human being. Therefore, unmanifest includes Brahman and other things also. Yeah. Not really other things. That which is not manifest, that's all. It is not other than Brahman. Brahman is the base for everything, manifest and unmanifest, both. Okay. That means what? You can worship Ishvara in all this. Whenever you use a symbol for worshipping Ishvara, really speaking, you are worshipping the unmanifested aspect also. See, there is worship in terms of a murti. You are keeping a murti of Krishna. Now Krishnashtami is coming. Janmashtami is coming after the camp, the day after the camp. Okay. So, you can keep a murti and worship. You can worship in symbols. Like a linga, for example. Or a saligrama. Or a yantra. There you are including both the manifest and the unmanifest also. Because the linga itself is implying unmanifest. The saligrama implies that. The Sri Yantra implies that. Therefore, both manifest and unmanifest is coming there. Or you have manifest, historically manifest, like the Dashavataras, historically manifest. Yeah. So you can worship in that. So both it covers. All right. But what is the result of all this worship? Apart, see, as students of Vedanta, we are interested in worship basically for Antakarana Shuddhi. So it evokes that bhakti out of me. And with that bhakti, when I live a life of Karma Yoga, this is taken care of to a great extent. With that bhakti, when I do japa and upasana, etc., my antakarna naischalyam happens. It settles down. My mind settles down very easily. Okay. So, this is what we are interested in. But there are other results also. These are the results we are interested in as Vedantins. But worship involves a lot of other results. So, some of it is mentioning here in the next verse. Traividya mam somapa putapapa yajñairištva swargatim prarthayante te punyamasayadya surendra lokaha ashnati divyan divideva bhogan. Okay. Traividya mam somapaha putapaha. Traividya. Traividya means the three Vedas. Okay? There is no other Traividya. Three Vedas are called the Traividya. Because the mantras from the three Vedas are used for rituals, Vedic rituals. Atharva Veda mantras are generally not used for any ritual. Were all of you there when I spoke about Vyasa and the problem of Veda being threefold or fourfold? Okay, so I think the new Chambur class was not there. Okay, one day I will do that. Even though Guru Purnima is gone, but Guru Purnima we had a common celebration. Most of them have heard that stories from me. Okay, so maybe this class I will do it separately. Okay. By the times, the Vedas were given to different people at different areas. All the rishis. But no one rishi got the entire Veda. Not necessary. He did his tapas, he got it. So some mantras were revealed to some to someone else. All of them got Brahma Vidya, knowledge of the truth. So this was on. Then the rishis, with their interaction with each other, started coalescing the Veda together. Okay, putting it all together. So they use the mantras of the three Vedas for rituals. Atharva Veda mantras were not used. In fact, there was a big debate whether Atharva Veda is part of the Veda or not. It required Vyasa to settle that issue. Okay. And therefore, the person who was an expert in Atharva Veda became the one who will oversee the whole thing and see that everything is going properly. Because remember, a Vedic ritual can be huge. Now, a Vedic ritual as a marriage, for a marriage, it's a small ritual. One priest is enough. But there are homas which go on having 16 priests, 18 priests and things like that. So everyone is doing the different things. Who is going to oversee the whole thing? Since the Atharva Veda mantras were not used, the expert in the Atharva Veda is going to oversee the whole thing. Plus, the Rajaguru, whoever is Rajaguru, the advisor to the king, had to be an expert in Atharva Veda also. Because Atharva Veda also consisted martial arts, strategy, etc. So if you are going to be an advisor to the king, you better be aware of all that. Otherwise, what are you going to do? You can't be a king and a pacifist. You can be a sadhu and a pacifist, fine, no problems. You can be a normal human being and a pacifist. Like they say in states, in USA, everyone is a pacifist until they get mugged.
Yes.
Then the whole thing becomes different. So, but you can live in this thing, normal life, as being a pacifist, not a king. A king has to maintain an army and things like that. Therefore, the three Vedas were used for worship, rituals. Therefore, Traividya Mam Somapaha Putapapaha. Somapaha. In most of these rituals, Soma juice was offered, or the Soma sticks were offered to the fire. Okay? Nowadays, nobody makes Soma juice because other things are available, so you don't need Soma juice. Okay? Soma can be mildly intoxicating. Mildly. Okay? Yeah. So, Somapaha. Therefore, Puta Papaha, because of all the rituals, etc., done, their negative karmas, etc., are removed, are taken care of. Then, Yajñehi Ishtva. Where do you do all this worship? Through a yaga. Yajñehi. What in North India you will call as Homa. Okay? Remember, when you are using a Sanskrit word, pronounce that A at the end of the word. That A that is there at the end of the word. Don't say Ram, Ramaha. Home, no, Homa. Short A, not long. Okay, yeah, because that's a proper pronunciation in Sanskrit. In Hindi, you can use that other one because that's okay for Hindi. Ram Ram Baba. That's fine for Hindi. Not in Sanskrit. Sanskrit, you will say Rama Rama. Yeah. When each language has this, and we follow the language. Okay. Therefore, Yajñe Ishtva. Swargatim prartiyante. You gain Swarga, etc. Antakarana Shuddhi you will gain. This also you will gain. Okay? If you have done enough. As I said before, in today's world, we don't do enough to gain up to Swarga. Up to Pitraloka, etc. we will gain. Which is good enough. Okay. Alright, Swargatim prartiyante. Then what happens? Punyamasadya Surendra Lokam. How do you gain that? Punyamasadya. Okay. As a result of their punya, they are going. Where Surendra Lokam, where Indra is ruling. Oh my God. No, not this Indra that we had here. Okay. No, she was a good prime minister until 72 or so. After that, the problem started. Yeah, until 71, 72, she was a good prime minister. Then her insecurity came up and she took the support of the leftists and things like that, and it became a problem. Then the emergency, all that thing came in. Before that, she was okay, she was fine. But that Surendra is different. Okay, that Indra is different. He also has some insecurities. Why? How do you say Indra is having insecurity? Because it's a position, Baba. You can lose your position. Yeah, you can lose your position. He's got Suchi, Indrani as his queen. But he gets attracted to Ahalya down on earth, a mortal. He kya bolega? The heart wants what it wants, now what to do? What to do? The heart wants what it wants. Like I remember just before the pandemic, a friend of mine, somebody is asking what is Soma. Soma is a plant. Okay? You will crush it and remove the juice of it. And that juice is offered and taken as prasad also. It is intoxicating. But you will take it as prasad. How will you take it as prasad? Not one peg or two pegs. You will take it in your hand, you know. Like how you take tirtha, one small little thing, yeah, and take it, that's it. That's all you're supposed to take. Not one small, or a patiala peg. No, small. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, the heart wants what it wants. I was talking about that. This lady, so mother of 2 kids, had a tough day at work, And so she was having a drink in this place before she goes home. She says, I need a break because home, lot of things are waiting. She's got 2-3 kids at home. Therefore, before I reach home, let me take a small break. When a handsome hunk walks in. Wow. She keeps looking at him. Can't help looking at him. Good looking, tall, well built, and So he comes straight towards her. So she's about to apologize. Say, I'm sorry I was staring. When the guy leans to her ear and says, I will do anything you want. Anything. It'll cost you $100, that's all. He says, anything? Yes. But you have to tell me in 3 words. Not more than 3 words. I'll do anything then. So the girl thinks for a second. Then she says, okay, this is my address. She puts $100 and her address. And then leans forward and says, clean my house. The heart wants what it wants. Now what to do? Working woman, kids at home, cleaning house and all this big chore, yaar, come on. And the uncle is coming there, I'll do anything that you want for $100, great, get my whole house cleaned. Okay, heart wants what it wants. Therefore, Surendra Lokam, that's where I took out from. In the land of Indra, okay, the Loka of Indra, Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan, where all the great divine joys await you. Everything is exceptional there. Everything is exceptional. Everything has got a plus factor. The food there, earth food. Can't even think about it. The drinks available, can't think about it. Music available, everything is like that. Okay? All types of enjoyments are available because heaven is Bhoga Bhumi. Earth is Karma Bhumi, where you are supposed to act and achieve. Then because of the punya that you have gained, you go to heaven where you already earned it. Therefore, what happens? Here, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martyalokam vishanti evam trai dharmam anupapannaha gata gatam kama kama labante. What will you do there? Te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. You will enjoy there. What else are you going to go after going to heaven? You won't say, I want to go and attend a Vedanta class. Nahi. Vedanta class not available in heaven, okay? Because heaven is not meant for Vedanta. Heaven is meant for your bhoga. Enjoy. That's what you wanted. It's like going on a holiday. It is not going to a place and having a workation, not that, You work in a beautiful place. No. Heaven you go only to enjoy. You gained your punya, you gained the right to enjoy. Therefore, your mindset also should be like that. Sometimes I pity these nice Brahmin boys doing so much of punya and going to heaven. Or Brahmin girls for that also matter also. Why? Lot of tapas and life denial, a life of denial, etc. They lived on earth. Done lot of puja, part, this, that, homas, this, that, etc. They have done. Good people. Then they go to heaven. Yehi. You are welcomed. Yeah. The Karma Devas there welcome you and offer you a drink. Welcome drink. What is that? Soma juice. Yo. I don't touch alcohol. क्या हो जाएगा? I don't think there are any Brahmin boys left like that, okay? I've seen a lot of them and I know what they are up to. Here, enjoy. This is your place to stay. And this is your companion for the stay. Oh, I'm unfaithful then. That life is gone over on earth. This life is different. Some people behave like that on earth also. Holiday romances. होता है ना? होता है. You all can't deny that, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's human, okay, nothing wrong in it. Okay, therefore, temte bhukva swargalokam mikshalam. Then what happens? How long will you live there? Not permanent. There is nothing called eternal heaven. You went there because of your punya. Kshine punye martelokam vishanti. When the punya is over, back to the world you come to pick up the cross again. Back to the world. Kshine punye martelokam vishanti. Why? You went there for a holiday, now you got your break, na? Chalo. Holiday over, roll up your sleeves and get back to work. Why? Because until you get your moksha, all this will happen. Yeah. You get a good break because you deserve 80 years on earth is no joke. Really no joke, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, 80 years on earth is no joke. Like this soldier, he went to heaven after death. So he's waiting outside. So says, why don't you come in? Says, I am not sure I fit in there. Okay. I've seen a lot of my friends die in battle. My son who came after me to join the army, he also died. I had to cremate my own son. I have killed people. Okay, I have done things. I'm not sure I'll fit into it. So God comes and tells him, come in, my son, your days in hell are over. So everyone requires a break. Okay, everyone requires a break. So this is the break you get after living in heaven. Hell, earth, karma bhumi, okay? You get a break. Then back to earth, break over, holiday over. There is no permanent visas or resident visas in heaven, okay? Only tourist visa is available. No work visa also is available, okay? You can't go to heaven, work, gain more punya and then continue there. Nothing available. Yeah. You come on a tourist visa, you go back. Okay, then evam trai dharmam anuprapannaha. For those who follow the karma, dharma here is karma, mentioned in the three Vedas, okay. Gata gatam kama kama labante. Kama kama. Those who are desirous of desirous things. Those who desire kaman. You can't desire a desire. You can desire desirable things. From a pen to a whatever you want to desire. There is no end to human desires. And there is no variety also. Perfectly fine. Therefore, kama kama. Because if you are kama kama, then you will do all this, no? Look at it. It's a practical person, you know. You're a practical person. Those who want to go to heaven are not impractical. They know after. See, they know one thing for sure. After death here, there is a break. Therefore, isn't it sensible to take care of their break time also properly? If you have to work from home during the pandemic, isn't it not sensible that you set up the home accordingly? No. Somebody has asked a question that can we say heaven and hell exist here itself? That's a very secular viewpoint. Okay? That's a secular viewpoint. Whereas heaven and hell are a religious presentation not a secular presentation. Therefore, they are presented as dimensions of existence. One good thing is science accepts today that multiple dimensions can exist. As a result of quantum and Einsteinian theory together, it accepts the folding of space and therefore multiple dimensions. Therefore, that science is now debating about 9 or 11 dimensions. We presented 14 dimensions. So it is always presented as a dimension. It is good to say heaven and hell are right here only, therefore the mind in its own place. See, this came after Milton's Paradise Lost. Milton, the English poet, in his famous poem called Paradise Lost, there, who has lost the paradise? The fallen angel, who is supposed to be the devil. The devil is a fallen angel, okay? Because he revolted against God, he was sent to hell. God told him, go to hell. Literally. Not figuratively, okay? So there, Milton puts a great speech through the devil, devil's persona that he has created. And there he says this: the mind in itself and its own place can make a heaven out of hell or a hell out of heaven. I'm quoting literally, okay, from Milton. So, it's after that this whole thing came up that heaven and hell are right here itself. No. We always presented both as two dimensions, different dimensions. 7 levels of hell, 7 levels of heaven, you know, up and down. So, because of that, we can't take it as here itself. It is true, you can have hellish experiences here because of your mindset. Okay, yeah. Or heavenly experience here, again because of your attitude. That's a different thing. So, in that way, it's good to say that. Because your attitudes will transform your life. That much I will accept. But if you are looking at it, what really it is, they are places, dimensions. They are presented as dimensions. Yeah. Dimensions of existence. Where time frame is different, body structure is different, everything is different. Yeah. Yeah. Multiple universes, you know. We are talking about multiple universes. Yeah. Multiple dimensions, etc. Yeah. Therefore, kama kamaha, those who are desirous of desirous things, labante, they will gain. Because what will rituals give you? See, your actions here will give you things here, isn't it? You want money. Anything wrong in wanting money? Of course not. Therefore, you pick up a good job, you become an entrepreneur, you start a business, you trade, you become a consultant. A lot of options available to get that money. Fine. Because money is the medium of transaction in today's world. You want a house, you have to get the house through the money. There are a few things money can't buy. You want a wife, you can't buy one. You can buy sex, you can't buy love. Yeah. Yeah, you can't buy love. That is a relationship that you have to earn again. You have to do something to get that. Even if it was an arranged match, for it to become a husband and wife relationship, there has to be that emotional component coming in. Both have to do that, gain that. Otherwise, practical things will go on well. House will run. Teamwork. But the intimacy part has to be gained. Children, to be a parent, many of our parents were provider fathers, you know. They provided for us. But father requires much more. To be a father implies giving a structure to my life. Mother was more for nurturance. Father was to give structure. Nowadays both give both. And that's the right thing. Structure and nurturance, both. So it takes that. Only then you become a father. If you are just giving money, it's like one of the kids who sat in my workshops and said, I'm planning to go to England to study. Oh. I said, and how are you going to find the funds for it? No problems. My ATM card is there. I said, ATM card to fund your studies in UK? Yeah, my father. Father has become only ATM card for her. Unfortunate. Yeah. Anyway, that apart. Therefore, you do things on earth because money is the general currency for exchange. But hereafter, you can't take all your money with you. The currency in other lokas is punya papa. Lower lokas, the currency is papa. Okay. Higher lokas, the currency is punya. Like the euros or the pound or the American dollar, it has a greater value. Therefore, the currency is punya. Therefore, to earn that is pragmatic. No? If you are a person full of desires, to earn punya papa is sensible. Earn punya papa is not sensible. To earn punya is sensible option. Why? Because when you are on a break, you get a good break and then you come back again. Why? Because most people don't think of moksha. How many people think of moksha? Yeah. Very few people think of moksha. No? It's always a minority. Therefore, for the majority, these things are necessary. These are fine. Yeah. The problem is, if you are struggling for moksha, but you are not put in enough effort so that you don't get it in this lifetime, and then you have to go to another loka. You will have to resign yourself to being there without class. Yeah, because no teachers are available in heaven. There are a few people in heaven who know the truth. Indra, Varuna, Agni, etc., the Karma Devas. But their job is not to teach. Their job is to run the infrastructure there. They won't teach you. That's not their job. That's not part of the deal. So then you'll have to go to heaven and wait. When will I go back to earth and pick up my studies again? Yeah, kabhi aayega. Not long. You've got about 50 years in heaven. 50 years? Oh my God. Moksha delayed by 50 years. Yeah. So better put in the right efforts, okay? Okay. Therefore, he says, these kamaha, what they gain? Gata gatam labante. If you are working only on dharmartha kama, leaving moksha out of the picture, working only on dharmartha kama, what will happen? Gata gatam, gatam to go, agatam to come, to return. What they call in North India, when you go to Rishikesh and all, you'll get this yatayat tour operators. To go and to come. Ayati, yati, to go, ayati, to come. So gata gatam, the same thing. What are they doing? आज जाता है रुद्रप्रयाग को. Bus is going to Rudraprayag. Tomorrow from Rudraprayag will come back. Today is going to Badrinath. Tomorrow it will come back. Similarly, you will be the same. Today you are going to heaven. After 50 years you come back. Then you enjoy things here and you do all the thing. Because you have come to earth after 50 years of divine enjoyments. What will your samskaras be? 50 years of bhoga, what will your samskaras be? What will be the mind geared for? Bhoga, more bhoga, na? But if you want more bhoga, after your next life here, you have to live a disciplined life here. So that is a hope break, that those samskaras can get broken off. Otherwise, if the samskaras are so strong that you ignore dharma to get bhogas, then you will go to lower places. Your break will be in lower places where you will have to suffer. And you say, no, Papa, I don't want to do this adharma. It's an old thing, like how you train a dog. Carrot and stick. Because we also behave like that, we are also brought up like that. Carrot and stick policy. Bad situation to be in. If you want to enjoy the glory of being a human being, get out of that game. The dignity of a human being has to come, get out of that game and seek moksha. Then the whole thing is different. Even the gods will respect you. Even the devatas in heaven will respect you. Oh, God, this person has that in him. Okay, the person has it. Enjoy your bhogas on earth. Nobody is saying don't enjoy. Who says don't enjoy? Don't say I am seeking moksha, therefore I can't enjoy good things of life. If you tell me that, I won't take you as a great student. I will take as though something wrong with your mind. Your pleasure center is damaged in the brain. Yeah, the pleasure center in the brain is damaged. That's why you are talking like that. You should be able to enjoy things. Yeah. At the same time, be someone who's free from the whole thing itself. Great way to be. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, gata gatam labinte. Then what? You mean to say that's all the end of worship? No, there is much more to worship. What is that? Ananyahas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nitya abhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. This, every sannyasi walks out believing this verse. And his life confirms this verse. I am telling you this. Every sannyasi's life confirms this. What is that? Ananyahas chintayanto mam. Who thinks of me or seeks me as non-different from himself, herself. Ananya chintaha. Ye janaha paryupasate. They worship me like that. Worship me meaning, now that worship is knowledge. Trying to understand me as non-different from themselves. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam. Those people who are constantly committed to that pursuit. Okay. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Their yoga and kshema I will take care of. I am their insurance policy. Yoga kshema. That yoga kshema for insurance was someone who invented that slogan had looked into the Gita, I think. What is yoga? Here yoga is not meant in terms of karma yoga or tying yourself up into knots. Okay. It is not that. Apraptasya praptihi yogaha. Gaining what you don't have is called yoga. The money I don't have, I want to gain it. That is called yoga. The relationship I don't have that I want, yoga. All that is called yoga. Name, fame, etc. Whatever you need in life, what you don't have now, is called yoga. Then what is kshema? Praptasya rakshanam kshema. I got a house. Now I need to protect it also. No? I got my money. But there are a lot of scamsters out to get my money. especially with the pandemic on. Therefore, praptasya rakshanam kshema. I want to make my money grow and make it work for me. Kshema. Therefore, getting what you don't have is yoga. Protecting what you have is called kshema. And Krishna says, they don't have to worry. I will take care of it. I will take care of it. Every sadhu knows this to be true. If you lived a sadhu's life, literal sadhu's life, okay, not a sadhu in Bombay and things like that, because Bombay we are not living literal sadhu lives. You're not going for bhiksha and things like that. Bombay, nobody will go give you bhiksha. You go at 10 o'clock in the morning, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Bhavati is not there, she is working. Bhavati is actually Bhagavati, okay, short form. They are working. You go in the evening, I have not cooked anything here, you can take some money if you want. Correct or not? And that's right, it's a modern society, it's different. Those days was different, now it's different. Yeah. But he says, don't worry, yoga kshemam I will take care of. And that is true. Even in Bombay it is true. In India, you can live without working as a sadhu. You just have to take classes and things like that. But classes is work, no? I don't know. I am enjoying myself. Does it look to you like I am working? I am having a ball. I am expressing the ananda that I am. What work am I doing? Yeah, I am just expressing the ananda that I am. Organizing a class, organizing a camp, etc. That may be some little work. You have to first find a good place for a camp and then see everything is safe or not. And then you have to chase your students. Hey, go register for it at least. But otherwise, no. Even in Rishikesh, we are living like paupers. Nothing we had. We had a place to stay. My first winter in Rishikesh, I didn't even have warm clothes. I had a cotton jacket, that's all I had. Yoga kshemam vahamiham, not a problem. We'll take care of it. भिक्षा मिल जाएगा. आज भिक्षा नहीं मिला. एकादशी मना लो. Fast that day. You are meant to fast once in a way. That's why sadhus don't have separate Ekadashi and all for fasting. Why? The day they don't get food is Ekadashi for them. But the Lord takes care. I'm telling you, 7 years I lived like that there. The Lord took care of everything. Everything the Lord took care of. Yoga kshemam vahamiham. When I came to the city, it is the same. I want to do Guru Seva. Organize Swamiji's talks here, first year. 85 I am talking about. So I went to Shanmukhananda, like a big chap. Okay, I want to organize a lecture series, etc. Which dates? I said tentatively these dates. That's fine. Okay, what should I do to book? Get a check for 25,000 rupees, 85, okay? Get a check for 25,000 rupees and we'll block the dates for you. I said, okay, can you temporarily block the dates and give me some time to get you a check? Yes, no problem, 1 month. Okay. 25,000 was a big amount. I didn't have that money. I had a bank account with a few thousand rupees in it, couple of thousand rupees. That's all. Maybe 25,000 rupees. I was thinking, hey, yoga kshemam vahamiham. Kya karne ka hai? Made a few calls and so on. And there was a new devotee of Puja Swamiji. He had met Swamiji only once. You're organizing Puja Swamiji's talks here. I said, yeah, I'm planning to. What do you need? What help you need? He said, these people are asking for a deposit. I don't have that money. May who neither? Here, blank check. I said, oh, fill in that amount, 25,000 rupees. I will give you that money at the end of the lecture. No. This is donation. I said, wow. Not for me, it was for Guru Seva. Yoga kshemam vahamiham. No problems. Even in a city, it's taken care of. I mean, now in my life, not only dal roti, but chocolate also comes in. So it's good. Therefore, now if I want to lose some weight, I want to lose some 3-4 kilos, I think I'll have to go and stay in Rishikesh for a couple of months and we'll live on Bhiksha. Then automatic weight reduction, etc. happens. Because intermittent fasting, first meal is 11 o'clock, last meal is 6 o'clock. Because that's how Bhiksha timings are. So intermittent fasting automatically happens, no? 7-hour window. And what are you eating? Only dal roti. Roti dal. That's it. But Swamiji is not healthy. Who's talking about health? We are talking about moksha. You are going to Rishikesh for health. That we can go now and join a yoga camp in Rishikesh for health. Rishikesh has become full of yoga people. What I am trying to say is this yoga kshemam part. It is validated by every sadhu's life. Not only sadhus. The other day, a young kid, she was supposed to be here, she is not there today. Okay. Young kid who comes to the class. I asked her, Beti, are you planning to come to the camp? Yeah. And I know she is not working now. Says, what about your money, etc.? No problem, uncle. She calls me Swami uncle, okay? Because she's so young. No problem. God gives me, you know. If I say I want this, some job will come to me which will give me more than that money. I said, wow. She's living like a sadhu. Yoga kshemam vahamyam, because she's so committed. Everything she does is only spiritual. Even her work is connected to that. She'll teach yoga or something like that, max. The Lord takes care of things. Okay. Therefore, why is he saying that? You don't have to worry what happens if you get yourself committed to a spiritual life. We all know a lot of people have responsibilities. I don't think there's anyone here completely free from responsibilities. Maybe 1 or 2 are, but all others have responsibilities. Therefore, you need to earn a living, this, that, etc. You need to make some money, or you need to make your money work for you at least. So don't worry, it will happen. Just because you are committed to spirituality, all those things are not going to disappear from your life. What you need will come to you. If it doesn't come, you don't need it. No, I need something more, then work for it. Yeah. Because people are always afraid of this. If I become spiritual, will I forget about other things? No. That's why the whole understanding of Karma Yoga and Karma Yoga lifestyle came from that. That you need other things in life. Therefore, pursue other things along with your spiritual pursuit. When you do that, life is smooth. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Trust that. You will get all that you need. Because anyway, how much time are you taking off from your daily life for spirituality? Maybe half an hour every day for some meditation, japa, this, that, etc. And then once a week or twice a week class. That's it. Big deal. That much time anyone can have. Therefore, yoga kshemam vahamyaham. What about those who worship gods other than our tradition, etc.? That we'll deal with it in the next class. My next verse, next class, okay? Next week, next class. So as I said, those who are coming for the camp, please register. Don't make your payment now, but register, so that I'll know the numbers and I can give a firm commitment of the numbers. Okay? Yeah. I think some 20 people are registered up to now. Yeah. Something. Of course, people out of town, unless they are in India, it will be very, very difficult for them to come. Gunjan has committed to coming. Those who are abroad like Nirmala or Ajit or something, of course, I know it's not possible. Yeah. But others, local people, see what you can do. Yeah. Videos will be available. It won't be online because the timing will be haywire. Then people will be listening to the third lecture first and first lecture afterwards. It will create confusion. But we will give you an online version of it later. Yeah. That we have to see or we'll conduct an online camp for those who are abroad or out of town. Locals not allowed. Locals come for the proper camp. The whole camp is meant to immerse yourself in Vedanta. Yeah. Yeah, because that immersion has to happen. Now it's high time that you managed your family, etc., and made it possible to come for a camp. Yeah, I know people are worried about COVID, but we will take care of that part of it. See that all safety factors are followed, safety protocols are followed, number one. And if there is a sign of third wave coming, etc., I will make the whole thing online, not this thing. Yeah, I'll do that. Because I don't want anyone, I don't want my students falling ill for nothing. Yeah, for something. Okay. Yeah. So, good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.